Good morning, everyone. Our topic for today is all about piecewise limit. How to find the limit of a piecewise function. Okay, let's start. First thing is, let's have a review first. How to get a limit. So, paano ba natin kinukuha yung limit? So, una, yung ginamit natin is we use table of values para makuha yung limit. Kuha tayo ng number na super close dun sa ating given value and then try to plug in sa ating function and see kung saan papunta yung left side at saan papunta yung right side. Next, another is we need to try to plug in the number and if has no problem, then that's the limit. So, ano yung mga problem? Kapag nag-zero denominator, pag 0 over 0. Kapag wala namang problema, automatic, that's the limit. So, plug in lang natin yung number. And usually, ito ay true for all polynomials. Okay? Next, yung pangatlo, try natin i-plug in yung number and posibleng makuha natin ay 0 over 0. So, ano yung meron kapag 0 over 0? Ito ay may whole or butas and isa pa ay ito ay may common factor. So, kapag 0 over 0, pwede natin siyang i-factor, i-cancel out yung factor, cancel out yung problem, and then try to plug in ulit. Kapag hindi na siya nag 0 over 0, automatic, yun na yung ating limit. Okay? But, kapag gumamit na tayo ng factors, nag-cancel out na tayo, pero still, ang nakuha natin ay constant over 0, 0 pa rin yung denominator, may problema pa rin tayo doon. So, anong gagawin natin? We know na this is an asymptote. Next, kailangan din natin gumamit ng sign analysis test because the limit might not exist. Pwedeng mag-exist siya sa positive infinity or negative infinity or pwede ring does not exist. Okay, and the last one is gagamit tayo ng one-sided limit. Kapag yung limit ng function approaching to the left is equals to the limit of the function approaching to the right ay equal, therefore the limit of that function exists. Okay? Okay, so let's have some example. Ito ay nagawa na natin before. So our goal is to find the limit of f of x as x approaching to 4. Una, kailangan natin kuhanin yung limit of f of x as x approaching to 4 coming from the right and the limit of f of x as x approaching to 4 coming from the left. So, ano yung tatandaan natin dito? Kailangan tumingin tayo dun sa taas ng 4. Next, coming from the right, papunta siya ng 1. And coming from the left, papunta rin siya dun sa 1. O yung taas niya is 1. Yung value niya is 1. Therefore, the limit of f of x as x approaching to 4 is 1. Sometimes, may nakukuha kong ganitong tanong. Sir, nalilito po kami kapag mayroong whole. No, tandaan natin mabuti na we don't care kung ano yung mangyayari dun sa eksaktong 4. Ang kailangan lang natin, saan papunta yung function, ano yung value ng function, habang papalapit siya ng 4. Okay? So, wala tayong pakialam kung ano yung mangyayari dun sa 4 mismo. Ang goal lang natin, saan papunta yung function mula sa kanan at mula sa kaliwa. Okay? And there you go. The answer is 1. Now, ano ang ibig sabihin kapag meron lang siyang isang butas? Ang tawag natin dyan is removable discontinuity. So, ano ibig sabihin? Isang point lang yung ilalagay mo dun sa whole and magiging continuous na siya. Or dire-diretso na yung ating function. Ang tawag natin doon is removable discontinuity. Okay? Ito naman, yung sa may 1, sa may tapat ng 1, ang tawag dito is jump discontinuity. Kasi tumalon. Okay? So, let's move on. So, find the limit of f of x as x approaching to 1. So, umpisa pa lang, alam na natin na ito ay does not exist. Bakit? Kasi yung kaliwa at sa kanan, hindi paras na pupuntahan. First, we need to find the limit of f of x as x approaching to 1 coming from the right. We know, ito ay nasa taas. And coming from the left, ito ay nandoon sa baba. Now, hindi sila paras na pupuntahan. So, obviously, the limit of f of x as x approaching to 1 does not exist. And we're done. So, in short, napakadaling kuhanin ng limit ng piecewise function kung alam natin yung graph. Okay, so let's have some example. So una, we need to find the limit of f of x as x approaching to 4. So asan yung 4? Ito yung 4 ng x-axis. Hindi siya magkadugtong. Obviously, yung ating limit from the right side ay nandun sa may taas, sa may 6, and yung coming from the left side, ito ay 4. Since hindi sila magkadugtong, the limit of f of x as x approaching to 4 does not exist. Next, dun sa 1 naman, the limit of f of x as x approaching to 1, kung mapapansin, hindi rin sila magkadugtong, therefore, the limit does not exist also. So, pakita lang natin. Coming from the right, ito ay 0. Coming from the left, ang value niya is 2. So, therefore, it does not exist. The last one, limit of f of x as x approaching to negative 2. So, ito yung negative 2. Sa baba, coming from the right, coming from the left, since isang point na lang, magiging continuous na sila, ang tawag natin dito ay removable discontinuity. Therefore, the limit exists at that point. Then, ano yung value niya? Yun yung negative 4. Kasi ganun kataas yung ating function. And we're done. Now, how about if yung ating given na piecewise is an equation, pero walang graph? Ang una natin kailangan gawin dito is yung unang function, iset natin siya as function 1, yung unang function natin, and yung pangalawang function natin as f of 2. Now, we need to find the limit of f of x as x approaching to 1. Bakit x approaching to 1? Kasi yun yung ating boundary. Okay, titingnan natin kung sila ay magkadugtong. That's our goal. Next step is to make a line and ilagay natin dun yung boundary natin, which is yung 1. Next, dun sa left side ng 1, anong function yung gagamitin natin? Tandaan natin na yung first function is x is less than 1. So, ibig sabihin, yung nasa kaliwa ng 1 ay yung ating function 1. Yung nasa kanan ng 1 is yung ating function 2. Now, we need to find the limit of f of x as x approaching 1 coming from the left side. Ang tanong, ano yung gagamitin nating function? Coming from the left side, ito yung left side. Coming from the left side, ang gagamitin natin ay yung function 1. So, we have the limit of 3 over 2x plus 7 as x approaching to 1 coming from the left side. Now, unang method natin sa pagkuha ng limit is try to plug in pag walang problema, and that's the limit. And kung mapapansin, yung ating mga given is polynomial. So, just plug in the value of x and that's the limit. So, we have 3 over 2 times 1 is 3 over 2 plus 7 is equals to 17 over 2. Next, how about the limit of f of x as x approaching to 1 coming from the right? So, ang gagamitin naman natin coming from the right ay yung function 2. So, we have the limit of 3x plus 4 as x approaching to 1 coming from the right side. Now, just plug in the value of x kasi ito ay polynomial. So, 3 times 1 is 3 plus 4 is equals to 7. So, the limit is equals to 7. Now, as you can see, yung left side at saka yung right side limit is not equal. Therefore, the limit of the function as x approaching to 1 does not exist. And we're done. Now, let's have another example. We have f of x is equals to x minus 4 squared if x is less than negative 2. F of x equals to negative 10 if x is equals to 2. And f of x is equals to x squared plus 8x minus 1 if x is greater than negative 2. So, we need to find the limit of the function as x approaching negative 2. Kasi yun yung ating boundary. Now, lagyan natin to ng function 1, function 2, and function 3. Next, gawa tayo ng number line. Ilagay natin yung boundary natin. Ano ba yung mga boundary natin? Isa lang naman yan. Yun yung negative 2. Next, sa kaliwa ng negative 2, meron tayo ditong function 1. Now, hindi natin concern kung ano yung mangyayari dun sa x equals sa 2. So, ibig sabihin, we don't care kung ano man yung function 2 natin. Kasi yan yung equals sa 2. Again, ang hinahanap natin dito is limit. So, our goal is what is the value of the function as we approach the given value. Hindi natin kailangan yung eksaktong mangyayari dun sa negative 2. Okay? So, let's move on. Yung nasa kanan ng negative 2, ang gagamitin natin ay yung function 3. Next, Our goal is to find the limit of f of x as x approaching to negative 2 coming from the left side. So, ang gagamitin natin doon is yung function 1. So, we have the limit of x plus 4 squared as x approaching negative 2 coming from the left side. Just plug in the value. We have negative 2 plus 4 is positive 2 squared. We have 4. Next, we need to find the limit of f of x as x approaching to negative 2 coming from the right. Ang gagamitin naman natin doon ay yung function 3. So we have the limit of x squared plus 8x minus 1 as x approaching negative 2 coming from the right side. Now, plug in negative 2 doon sa ating variable x. We have negative 2 squared or positive 4 minus 16 plus 1. And the answer is negative 13. Therefore, the left side limit is not equal to the right side limit. Therefore, the limit does not exist. And we're done. Now, another example, we have f of x is equals to 0 if x is less than 0. F of x is equals to x if x is greater than or equal to 0 but less than 1. And f of x is equals to negative x squared plus 4x minus 2 if x is greater than or equal to 1 but less than 3. And the last one, f of x equals to 4 minus x if x is greater than or equal to 3. Now, pwedeng yung piecewise function natin ay higit sa 3, minsan pa nga 5 yan. Okay? Now, our goal is to find the limit of f of x as x approaching 3 lang. So, yun lang yung goal natin. So, first thing to do, lagyan muna natin ang function yan. Ito ay function 1, function 2, function 3, and function 4. Next, gawa tayo ng number line. Ilagay natin yung mga intervals natin. So, ano ba yung mga interval natin? Meron tayo dito nakikita ng 0, meron tayong 1, at meron tayong 3. We have 0, 1, and 3. Next, sa left side ng 0, ang ilalagay natin ditong function ay yung function 1. Between 0 and 1, ang function na nakalagay dito ay yung function 2. Between 1 and 3, yung function 3. And greater than 3, ang lalagay natin dito yung function 4. Next, we need to find the limit of f of x as x approaching 3 coming from the left side. So, ito yung 3 natin, coming from the left side. So, alin yung gagamitin natin? Yung 1, yung 2, o yung 3? Siyempre, hindi pwede yung 2 kasi hanggang dito lang siya sa 1. Hindi rin pwede yung 1 kasi hanggang dito lang siya sa 0. So, therefore, yung gagamitin natin ay yung function 3. Okay? So, we have the limit of yung function 3 natin, negative x squared plus 4x minus 2 as x approaching 3 coming from the left side. Now, plug in the value of 3. So, we have negative 3 squared plus 4 times 3 plus 2, and this equals to positive 1. Next, how about the limit of the function as x approaching 3 coming from the right side? First, ang gagamitin natin yung 4. Kasi ito lang yung nandoon sa may right ng 3. So, we have limit of 4 minus x as x approaching to 3 coming from the right side. So, plug in the value of x. 4 minus 3 is 1. Therefore, the left side limit is 1. The right side limit is 1. Therefore, the limit of f of x as x approaching to 3 is equals to 1. And we're done.